Hello, welcome back to Let's Play Pillars of Eternity, the fourth video of this set, I think. And I'm about to involve myself in a ritual in probably not a very intelligent way. You are late, attendant. Even though her face is concealed, you sense her rage in her dangerously low voice and in the sudden silence of the others in the room
I've been
chamber.
waiting on your reports. Quickly now, state your name and purpose.
My name belongs to the gods and my hand to their service. Her voice is so low and soft that you're not certain whether she's speaking aloud or in your head.
What company do you seek?
I seek is that an offer? I seek the company of shadows that our labors may remain secret.
Tell me of your labors.
To see that the craft of Kift and Wilder does not disturb what bones the gods have buried.
How do we know your purpose?
You shall know it by confessions of my tongues, the deeds of my hand, and the oath on my soul.
And how is your oath guarded?
It is sealed by the leaden key.
Welcome, attendant. Tell me of your exploits.
In your mind you see a building, magnificent with trellises and tiles, and located on a pristine boulevard. The wealthy and learned stroll in and out, trading knowledge and
Does
coin.
he wait still?
It also houses misery and madness. Somewhere within its rotten core sits a man, his hair matted but his eyes alert. He watches and waits, a prisoner by choice. Yes.
Did they arrive?
The acolyte's vision takes you out of Defiance Bay into a town in the wilderness with a watermill. A signpost on one of the paths reads, Deerfoot. Several figures huddled together, shrouded in cloaks and figures. An image of ruin suddenly looms in your head. Two skeletal effigies flank a cleft in the mountainside. Yes.
Your information shall be relayed. Now, for your next task.
The ruins fade from your mind, and in their place is a palimpsest of a neighborhood. Run-down estates are cobbled around a cemetery or an ancient tower. Strange shapes prowl the streets, and in the tower a man hunches over a strange mechanism. You can't see him clearly, but there's something unnatural about him. Ugh.
Stop him. And above all, don't let him meet her.
Okay, the acolyte shows you a door at the base of the tower, a seemingly impenetrable slab of stone and copper. We know what this door is. But then she shows you the invisible split between the perfectly matched halves, and you understand how the copper veins convert a command into action. The command comes to your mind, and surprising familiarity about it. You know how to open the door. Have any questions, attendant? Remind me about the man in the tower? Just getting visions. What is this place? This is what remains of the Temple of Deka. Fire's revolution destroyed everything above us and left the remains abandoned, perfect for our purposes. I'm the acolyte. That is all you need to know. Can I see the vision of the ruins again? Takes you out of Defiance Bay to a town. Two skeletal figures flanked a cleft in the mountains. Show me the prisoner. Okay, pristine boulevard. Death's Gate. Let's go talk to our friend and give him back his undying heritage. On the tower. The man who waits. Never far from the Let's give him back his thing. Here's your hood. You need something else? I'll be ready for the initiate's meeting soon. Honest. Oh, thank you. I'm still not ready, though. Please don't wait on me. Goodbye. You're in trouble. You are so in trouble. Okay, that did not net me much money. It did net me some money. It did not net me much money. It did not net me enough for the soldiers I need. Okay. While I was unable to learn the true purpose of letting Key's activities or identity of the member I pursue, I did uncover several leads about their activities in the region. Okay. Through Death's Gate. showed me mysterious ruins somewhere outside of Deerford. The leaden key has sent operatives to find the site, though their purpose is unknown to me. Ancient Tower, Derelict District, Defiance Bay. I know where that is, I think. Leaden Key was interested in this tower for a reason. I need to understand what it does if I'm to figure out their plans. An agent in a place of misery and madness. I need to find this agent, discover his or her plan, and see if it holds any clues to finding the man I'm searching for. Place of misery and madness. Wealthy neighborhood that also housed misery and madness. The Sanitarium? I think that's the
A moment,
Sanitarium.
please. I feel I should explain myself.
Ooh, explanations. Talk.
About my episode in the catacombs. There's something I should have told you earlier.
So tell me now. I meant no harm. I thought I could keep it to myself. That's when we resolve the matter of your soul, we would address my problem.
I also have an awakened soul. But unlike yours, mine is a presence that shares my senses and my skin, making herself manifest at the most unwelcome times.
He closes his eyes and grits his teeth. His lips quiver and twitch with the vestiges of some internal debate. Several seconds later, he opens his eyes again. They're watery and bloodshot.
I'm sorry. I've tried to learn to control Isilmir. I've gotten stronger, but so has she.
Tell me about Isilmir.
Artless, uncouth, a creature of rash impulses and feeble faculties. She wags her impertinent tongue when she should listen.
He winces, his expression rippling between control and chaos.
Aye, this one's fit to boil. Hard to get his gaff over anything tisn't to do with books and spell speak.
Oh dear. I have none of her memories. Braft spared me that much. But her coarse manners and intolerable hill speak suggest a provincial from a very, very long time ago. She tends to surface a hair's breadth from conflict when the ruse has burned down and teeth are on edge. Fuse has burned down and teeth are on edge. When she shows up, she doesn't stop to gauge the situation. She just acts. She seems reckless. That's it exactly. You recall the way she'd go to those villagers in Gilded Vale. She doesn't think, and she doesn't back down. And trying to suppress that has been my problem for years. Why didn't you say something sooner?
I learned to keep her a secret a very long time ago. Those with awakened souls are shunned, mistrusted. And after your experience with Meowald, I'm certain you can see why. You need to be careful.
Seal. Is this going to be a problem?
Merely an annoyance. Although...
He lowers his voice and claps his hand behind his back. Minute twitches and spasms along his arms to betray his victim.
Defiance Bay is said to have an entire institution dedicated to the study and cure of soul-related ailments. Since our journeys have already brought us to the city, perhaps we could speak with someone there.
If it's helpful to you, we'll go.
Thank you. This has been a great burden.
Let's talk about something else. More about Isilmir, such as, when did she awaken? My father was a strict man. He expected the best from his only child, and he didn't tolerate failure. At times he could be rather adamant, particularly when he'd been drinking. Isilmir manifested on one such occasion. To be honest, I don't remember the specifics, only that he was more careful with me after that. You said you learned to hide her a long time ago? Oh, my mother instructed me to keep her a secret after she first emerged. She feared that knowledge of my awakening would render me an outcast. Even though Isilmir proved useful against my father, I trusted my mother's advice, and I've since come to see the wisdom behind it. Meerwald is an extreme example, but one I can relate to more and more with each year. Could I talk directly to her? Her usurpations are uncomfortable enough. I'm not eager to invite her into my consciousness more than necessary. Let's discuss something else. Indeed. How long were you in the Gilded Vale? Not much longer than you, as you saw. It was hardly the haven that had been advertised. Any thoughts on what I should do next? You're looking for the leaden key now, yes? If I were you, I would want to know what they're after. I expect the leads from the Acolyte should prove most helpful. Two-sided. We had a level up. Find an expert on awakening somewhere in Defiance Bay. Hello. Can't raise that. I will raise that. Ooh, Vicious Companion? Deal more damage and penetrate damage reduction with each hit. Inflict crush damage on opponents when using takedown. Improve damage resistance against all types. Small amounts of sneak attack damage against targets that qualify. And accurate wounding shot. Field triage would be nice. I am going to take the Resilient Companion.
Yes.
Okay, let's look up here. Huh. Watch them run. Did not get much money out of this. I think the guy who's the prisoner by choice is going to be in the Sanitarium, a place of misery and madness in a wealthy neighborhood. Seems to fit. We need to go there for that and for Aloth's thing. Kind of waiting for tax day to get some money in my castle. It is very quiet. I'm not used to these games not being quite so quiet. Okay. Skinflint. You are not a nice person, Skinflint. Oh, there's a... First fires? Brackenberry. So we want the, what do you call it? The Sanitarium, which is there. Sanitarium. Biography writes itself as your adventures unfold. Check the journal tab of the quest window to see how yours has developed. I really should read that sometime. Okay, come on. Hurry up. There we go. Run, 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 run. The dude, run, run. NPCs with gold nameplates were designed by our backers. Interacting with them will allow you to experience each one's unique history. That was a clever way to include that, by the way. I will say that. Okay, Sanitarium Guard. We want a man who is a...
Hail and well met.
You may have a member of the Letting Key in your midst. I could have done without hearing that today. Many have their intrusions been into our affairs. Of course, one can seldom be certain whether they've meddled or whether calamity has struck on its own, but a few of their less skilled infiltrators have been exposed from time to time. They are a perpetual nuisance. Once again, I'm reminded how envious I am of your gifts. I suspect they would be useful, some use in verifying one's identity. You're at the odds with the Letting Key as well, I take it? They are up to something. I'm trying to determine what. They are always up to something. that you may rest assured. If their plots have come to involve you, you have my sympathies. Do you have any idea of who this person may be? I suspect it's a patient. Very well. In that case, I would recommend you speak first with our resident animancers. They have frequent interaction with both patients and colleagues. You'll find them up here or in their offices downstairs. You will report anything suspicious to me immediately. This is my only request. Does anyone here know anything about awakenings? There's an animancer on the lower floor who came all the way from Revua to study them. Take the stairs down and look for Bella Sage. Okay, thank you. Question the animancers about suspicious activity. Animancy means progress in experimentation. Unfortunately, that makes some people uncomfortable. Animancer straightens his robe and gives you a nod. Feel free to look around. You might be able to see a demonstration. Welcome to browse. Spread of knowledge is a healthy thing, don't you agree? Animancy in the modern age. Apparently it's shaking, so taking it is a bad thing. We see quite a few Brackenberry locals for treatment. It helps fund our research. So far, I don't have any conversation worthy of note. Hello.
Good day, stranger.
Have you come to sit in? A bald man with a crooked nose gestures in demonstration over the still body of a patient before a small gathering of interested onlookers. Feeling your gaze, he pauses his discussion. What is it you do here? Close as we are to the Glenfathan wilds, we get a number of bivouac maimings every year. Survivors dealing with complications from exposure. This fellow here is a severe case. His essence is a mere whisper of what it was. I am early in my research, only beginning to understand how they work, but in time I hope to find a way to protect people from the storm's effects. Oh, right, I remember.
Welcome.
Would like to know, do you know anything about awakenings? That's not my area of expertise.
Welcome.
It is the mission that attracted me here, the treatment of the disturbed. No one seems to care about them. Here they've worked wonders for them. I've seen people cured of insatiable hungers and uncontrollable urges. I've seen the crippled walk and the dysphoric smile. All within these walls. The thought that the Duke could put an end to it with a single order, it keeps me up at nights.
Gods keep ye.
Okay, so I missed the chance to ask about these things suspicious. That was a bad decision on my part. Okay. Long loading screen in silence. Here we go. Mordred, and that's the chest we do not want to open. Belisagi! I'm looking for an expert on awakenings. Ah, that would be me. Though the lack of research subjects has made me more of an expert in counting floorboards. I would like to transfer animancy's success in buttressing pre-awakened souls to soothing those souls that have already awakened. But I need subjects, and most of the patients here are too broken to produce reliable results. It is a tragedy to have come so far for nothing. You're in luck. I have a volunteer. She springs to the balls of her feet. Galad, who is it? I don't know about this. Don't be silly. The process is perfectly harmless. All you must do is stand in that cage. I beg your pardon? I jest. You adherents are so uptight. I do not even know what the thing is used for. It belonged to the last occupant of this office, I think. Now they upgrade him to a cell. Now, again, I jest. So I need you to sit here. She takes Aloth by the shoulders and steers him to the couch, and try to relax. But don't try too hard, then you will not be relaxing. Indeed. His eyes are humorless. And you must also wear these. A little cold, but the copper will help conduct your essence. The Animancer fastens thick copper bands to Aloth's forehead and wrist. As she ratchets them tighter, his face twitches with suppressed irritation. Now examine your soul through my scope. She reaches into her desk and produces a long-chambered tube. Knobs, dials, and smooth-toothed wheels run along the side of the device. It is fitted with Adra lenses cut to different thicknesses and concavities. By manipulating them, I find the angles and densities that will allow me to track the anomalies in your soul. Does this mean we'll get to talk to Isilmir more? I like that lady. But first, we must find this cunning interloper. You will answer some personal questions while I make adjustments. Don't worry, I'm sure we won't hear any of it. Very well. To begin, tell me something personal, something from a time before your awakening. There's nothing to tell. I was just a normal child living in the Sithwood. He looks to you. His face is set in a frown, but the rigid edges of apprehension show through nevertheless. Talk about your parents. As you speak to Aloth, you feel your voice like a bell in your chest. It tolls softly, luring him into the mist of his own memory. Belsiege doesn't seem to notice anything, but you feel as if your words are smoothing his essence, untangling its many threads. Mother's away most of the time with the Thanes. I hypnotized him with the Thanes family. But I always know when she is coming here. Father's bottles accumulate like storm clouds on the horizon. His fits of temper become swifter and more violent. It still shames him knowing that her heimneg to another man supports us better than his labors as a steward. This is good. I'm starting to see something. Continue. Tell us about the time you awakened. She bites her tongue as she twists one of the dials. I am in my 5th year of training. Mother is home. I can let my guard down a little because when she is round, he is usually only angry with her. But he has heard that I have had trouble casting missiles, that my flame shields are unstable. He is furious that I have failed. And Mother's presence reminds him that he has failed too. The first blow takes me by surprise. One moment I'm sweeping the kitchen, the next I'm sprawled on the ground, stupidly looking at flecks of my blood on the tile. His boots glistening with fresh polish, thud across the floor. He kicks me in the stomach, and I curl up to shield my vitals, but it's pointless. Protecting one thing only leaves something else exposed. Still huddled on the ground, I retreat as fast as I can. I retreat until the vision of the kitchen and my own trembling knees is nothing but a pinprick against the field of black. Madiccio! Belsage furiously cranks the knobs along her scope. He's hypnotized himself with this old memory. You've got to bring him out of it. Quickly, I almost have it. You're safe. Everything's fine. He's near as safe when I hap upon him. Aloth's eyes snap open, but the expression you see in them isn't his. That's it. I'm seeing a shift in his essence, something spreading and congealing. Keep talking. He seems to respond to you. What brought you here? Cracking bones and voices high in ire, that warm molasses feeling that creeps down your gut when crisis is nigh. Perfetto. We have flares of a totally distinct essence. Now try to get the two of them talking. Isilmir, tell Aloth why you've awakened. Why, he's the one that needed me, hiding in his own bone bag like a turtle in its shell. I never turned it over to you. Good. Yes, very good. I can now see two separate patterns of essence. Where he ebbs, the other flows. It's as if the awakened soul fills the spaces that he leaves empty. Go on. Aloth, what's this about ceding space to Isilmir? I've given her nothing. She usurps me in my own body. Aye, and I lend him a pair too. Ye should ask what he did what I did that old man of his. How the last time he laid a hand on us, I broke it in 3 places. That wasn't your decision. It's never been your decision. Now I was awakening, but now I'm stuck with ye, and damned if I let your ninnying drag us both through the scupper. Ack, very good. I think we've finally got something we can work with. I've tracked Isilmir's essence throughout the exchange. She had a particularly high density index during the most heated portions of the argument, and her essence seemed to localize most clearly in the lower portion of the subject's rib cage. That's right around the spleen, which of course means that she is triggered by black bile. No doubt the subject's characteristic melancholy is to blame. That's utter horseshit. Was that Isilmir or you, Aloth? Aloth blinks back at you in the midst of his perturbation. You're not quite sure who's looking out of his eyes. It does seem as though she's got one thing right. Yes, never mind my years of training. I suppose you have a better explanation? Ism manifests when Aloth is in danger or under pressure. You're close. I think Isma's appearance is related to potential sources of trouble for Aloth. I scratches her jaw, gaze darting between you and Aloth. I suppose that could be true. I'll have to check this against other research. Well, good for you, but what does this mean for me? Sudge frowns at her notes, tapping her cheek with a quill and making a grand show of concentration. However, you catch her stealing a glance at you over the pages. Help me, help me, help me. I have no idea what I'm saying. Ismail tries to take control from you when she thinks you can't face a problem on your own. You can't let her make these decisions for you. She did you a favor by dealing with your father, didn't she? I think she's trying to help you stand up for yourself. You may not like her methods, but you should hear her out. It seems that Izumir steps in when she determines that you're in danger. It's not yet clear yet whether this is a help or a hindrance. From my position, I'd say it's pretty clearly a hindrance. I've got a lot to process. Regardless, thank you for your help, Exil. He does not look at fellow Sage. I hope this has been as useful to you as it has been to me. I finally have material worth publishing. You'll be the toaster reviewer, Fintre Aloth. Oh, advancing the right-wise principles of animancy, just what you've always wanted. That was Izumir. As you turn to leave, you catch a darting movement out of the corner of your eye. Belsage is humming to herself, still occupied with her scope, but Aloth is holding her notes. He's just about to tuck them into his cloak when he catches you watching. He holds a finger to his lips, his eyes wide and imploring. Please, I don't want my personal information published like this, especially not after her nonsense. You get your explanation, she gets her research. That was the deal. I'm nae gonna help ye explain this one, scholar boy. Okay, I hope. Oh, lost, earned 499. Not as much as I wanted. Okay, my timer did go off a while ago, and I think that'll be it for tonight. Talk to you later.